is Jen. Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to stand here and talk through my whole video. This is actually another collab video I do with another friend of mine on YouTube. Her name is Mon and she is Portuguese. I am Cantonese, and since both of us are from non-mainstream countries in this YouTube community, so I think it will be very fun to show you more about our countries. Mon came up with these 15 facts about my country ideas, and I am super excited to film this video. So if you, like me, are very interested in learning stuff from other countries, then stay tuned and don't forget to march to Mon's channel and check out her video because I'm sure you will like her as much as I do. So in this video, we are going to break down into two parts. For the first part, I'm going to introduce 15 facts about Hong Kong, and then I'm going to answer some questions that Mons asked me about Hong Kong. So let's get started. Before I started these 15 facts about Hong Kong, I really wanted to give you some general or basic background information about the city I'm living in. Actually, when Mon invited me to film this video with her, I'm a little bit confused because technically Hong Kong is not a country yet. I'm not sure what will happen in the future, but for this moment, Hong Kong is just a city. Hong Kong is institutionally part of the People's Republic of China, aka PRC or China. Due to some historical facts or reason, Hong Kong is now a special administration region. That being said, we have our own government, our own language, our own economic system, our own education, welfare, passport and ID card. So if you want to come to Hong Kong and then go to China, you'll need to apply 2 visas because you need to cross 2 borders. And if you happen to want to go to Macau, then you also need to apply a visa for Macau. I think that counts as fact number 1. In Hong Kong, people speak in Cantonese and write in traditional characters. As you guys might probably know, in mainland China, people speak in Mandarin, such as Ni Hao and Xie Xie. They also write in simplified Chinese, which is a simplified form of Chinese character from the traditional Chinese. But in Hong Kong, we keep the tradition and keep writing those difficult graphic-like characters. Some people argue that Cantonese is a local dialect and Mandarin is the official language, but in fact, Cantonese is much older than Mandarin, and Mandarin is originally came from the northern part of China. Hong Kong is of course the English name of the city I'm living in, but Hong Kong is in fact not a Cantonese word. In Cantonese, we call it Hong Kong. Hong Kong is an immigrant city. Hundreds of years ago, people fled from mainland China and they settled down in Hong Kong. There were 4 main ethnic groups from southern China. They were Chuzhounese, Hakkanese, Fujianese, and of course Cantonese. So how did the name Hong Kong come from? There was a story. A British sailor just arrived in Hong Kong and he saw a fisherman by the seashore. So he asked him, "What is this place?" And the fisherman was actually a Fujianese, so he answered in his language saying that this place is, I don't know Fujianese, but I'll try my best to pronounce it. He said this is Hong Kong. So that's how the name Hong Kong is settled. In Chinese, Hong Kong, the name of my city, has its own meaning. As I've said before, in Chinese we call Hong Kong as Hong Kong. The word Hong means scented, it means smelling good, and Gong means potted. So if you translate it into English, it means scented pot. And I think it is a very good compliment to this place. Speaking of Hong Kong, you might instantly think of skyscrapers, tall buildings, high density population, shopping malls and commercial area. But in fact, more than 3/4 of our land are rural area. That being said, only 1/4 of our land has been developed into modern city. The reason why we have so much land remain unused is that most of them are hills. So one of the most popular spare time activity in Hong Kong has to be hiking. And most of the people in Hong Kong can speak 3 languages, which are Cantonese, English and Mandarin. English and Chinese is our official language, so we have to learn it from the beginning. And since the fact that we have returned to China, so now we also need to learn Mandarin. Just like Swiss German, Cantonese is a spoken language, so people from mainland China might not understand what we're talking about, but most of us can understand pretty well of Mandarin because we have to learn it since we were children. Beginner level of Cantonese. We have 9 tones. Dong dong dong, dong dong dong, tok tok tok. The reason why we have so many tones in Cantonese is because we have so many words in Chinese. So in order to classify different meaning from words, we have to say it in different tones. So if you accidentally say a word in a wrong tones, then you might have just probably made a joke on yourself. Another thing about Cantonese is that we don't need a proper word to express our feeling. In Hong Kong, people can make a lot of sounds with their mouth to express their emotion. For example, when you are annoyed or impatient, you can make a sound like this. This can be used in a lot of situations, but just note that this sound is actually a bit impolite, but it really shows the impatience that inside you, that you just are so impatient. Another sound that we usually make is yee. We make this sound when we see something that is disgusting or you don't want to touch. Another convention in Cantonese is that if your name has only 1 syllable, then they will add an R sound in front of your name. For example, my name is Jenn, so people will call me Jenn. Because in Cantonese or in Chinese, most of our names consist of 3 Chinese characters, 1 for the last name and 2 for the first name. So Mon, if you come to Hong Kong, then you will be called as Amon. Hi Amon or Jenn. The whole city is in an insanely fast speed. People walk like they're running, people eat like they're rushing. I just don't understand why people are all in such a fast speed. Probably because of the fact that all of us are in such a hurry. People stand on the right hand side automatically when they are standing on an elevator. So when you are in a rush and you don't want to wait for the elevator to carry you up, then you can walk in the left hand side of the elevator. If you stand at the left hand side in the elevator and you block the road, people are going to you. So don't do that when you are in Hong Kong. You guys know we love dim sum, and I'm sure you guys love dim sum as well. But if you come to Hong Kong and have dim sum here, or as we call it, yum cha, then you might probably notice this gesture. When one person pours tea for another person, the second person will do a gesture like this. So this is the table, and he will not like this. There was a little story behind this gesture. Once upon a time, there was an empire. He went into the society to see how his people was doing. So one day when he was having lunch in a restaurant, he poured a tea for his valet. His valet was supposed to kneel down and put his forehead on the floor 3 times to show his gratitude. But since the king didn't want anyone to know that he was the empire, so he forbade the valet to do that. So instead, his valet came up with this idea. These 2 fingers resemble our knees, and when you knock 3 times, it resembles you put your forehead onto the floor and knock 3 times. Octopus cards. Hong Kong is just like England, we're the city of queuing, but we never queue for buying a traffic tickets because we have this little card called Octopus, and we literally use it everywhere. We can use it to take the MTR, our underground system. We can use it to take tram, buses, and we can even use it to buy Big Mac in McDonald's. Also, we can use it to buy anything from 7-Eleven, any convenience store or any supermarket. And even in university, you can use it to buy lunch or dinner. So if you come to Hong Kong, don't forget to get yourself one because it will be super convenient and it will save your life. Weathers. Hong Kong has the most terrible weather in my opinion, especially in summer. It is super unstable, it is very humid, and one second it was shining, another second it was pouring like crazy. Speaking of humidity, reaching 100% isn't anything that is weird in Hong Kong. So once you leave air conditioning and step outdoor, you start sweating. Another typical things in Hong Kong is typhoon and rainstorm. We have far too many of them, but the lucky thing is that if we have a very strong typhoon or rainstorm, we get holidays. Here comes to the second portion of the video where I answer Mon's question. The first one is, do you always use chopstick to eat or knife and forks are normally used too? We normally use chopstick to eat, but when we are having Western cuisine, then we will certainly use knife and forks. The second question is, in summer holiday, where do people that live in Hong Kong normally go on vacation? Since Hong Kong is so tiny, we don't call it a vacation, we'll just normally call it holidays. So normally we'll go to beach or we'll go hiking because we have so many hills. Question number 3. In Portugal, the most common dishes if you go to a Chinese restaurant will be chop soil, rice noodle with shrimp and fried vegetable cream. Are these common dishes to eat there too? I would say rice noodle is very common in Hong Kong, but I don't think the other two are very common, or maybe I just haven't heard of the English name of it. Some other typical food that we have are barbecue pork and congee. If you don't know what congee is, basically it's a porridge that cooked with rice. We normally have it when we are ill. Question number 4. Is it true that Facebook and Twitter are blocked in China? If yes, why then can you use it in Hong Kong? Yes, Facebook and Twitter are blocked in China and so is YouTube. But in Hong Kong, we can freely access to Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. The reason why China blocked Facebook and Twitter is kind of political. It's just like the North Korea doesn't want its people to access to the outside world. But in Hong Kong, since our network and internet are separated from China and we claim to have freedom, so in spite of the fact that we can't elect our own government, we still have the freedom to access to YouTube and Facebook. So this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And since I think this is a very interesting tag to do, and there are a lot of different people from different countries in YouTube community, so I really hope that you guys will be inspired by this video and do your own video as well. I hope more you don't mind me asking the others to do this tag. For next week's video, I'm doing a request video by one of my subscriber, Angel. She asked me how I style thigh-high stockings, so I think I will make a video for her. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my username is Jenn's Journal. I will see you in my next video. Until then, have a nice day and good luck!